Today we are going for a little walk. Which way do I go? Shit. This way? And I just wanted to talk about... We'll see what we talk about. I think there'll be a bit of silence at first. But I figured, like the last one of these I made 6 months ago, I really want to make some kind of habit of doing this. So today we are going to visit a arboretum in the middle of nowhere where this is the arboretum where they planted lots of different kinds of pine trees to decide what kind of pine would be grown in Australia on a industrial level for pine plantations. And I'm hoping that I'm the only one out here. That was a good burp. Because I don't want to be seen just filming myself talking. It's about 3 degrees at the moment because we're up in the hills, but it's sunny. It's not miserable, but I wouldn't mind it to be overcast, but I'm happy with it as it is. I think the first thing to talk about is expectation and how having an expectation of something, being, especially when it's a negative expectation, having the mindset of, something's going to be really bad, so it's not worth doing, or I have to do it, and it's going to be really bad, I don't want to do it, and how that can... Look at these mushrooms. These are maybe laughing gems or something like that. Oops, sorry, I made a mess. No, they're not. Something else. But there's a few of them. Mushrooms. Anyway, having the expectation of something gonna be bad is kind of just whatever mindset you go into something with is the mindset you're gonna have, and it's gonna ruin it. But also how, I don't want to say how it's okay, but how having that mindset and coming out the other side, you're gonna learn. No matter what, you're gonna learn something. And you may not make a mistake that you have made again. So for example, I've just come back from a trip for something that I agreed to months ago, kind of impulsively, because being me, you know me, because this video is for me. Being me, I love snow and winter. Look at this view. And a trip that I could go and see potentially lots of snow came up, but it wasn't a holiday, it was an event. Yeah. But there's so much has been happening in between the time I agreed to go on that trip and that trip happening that meant it was really hard for me. Not hard, but I just wasn't in the mindset of I didn't want to go. And while that was fine, it turned out that I had an expectation in my head of what it was, but then that expectation was made worse. There's a few little patches of snow. Oh, there'll be ice now. A little patch here. Oh, love a little bit of snow. I've seen snow so much this year. Look at that. But anyway, I had the expectation, and then that expectation was, it turned out to be worse, because I was like, okay, I'm not a people person in a way. I can be a people person when I need to, but I have to like choose to be a people person, and I can do that. But I had chosen not to be a people person, and when I found out that I was staying in a place with a bunch of other people, I was like, oh dear. Then other shit happened, which just me being a germaphobe, because sickness gets around when you're staying with so many people, and it's always there on my mind when I'm, even at work, I'm very conscious of being in spaces with lots of people. And that might be over the top, but call it over the top. I don't care. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get other people sick. I don't want to get people I care about sick. So that trip ended up being, because I had this expectation for it to be bad. I don't know what I'm trying to get at what point, but I'm just decompressing. I had the expectation that it was going to be bad, and then it was even worse because I set the bar here and I was like, okay, if it's below this bar, hell no. So it's almost like telling myself, if something like this is to happen, or anything really, I just need to prepare myself for worse. I need to go, what are my expectations? And then lower them even more. Because I was thinking about this a lot when it was happening, how not unhappy, but just almost anxious I was at points on this trip. Look at the trees. And I was going, I know I'm hating this now, and I'm going to look back on it and go, that was a good trip. No, I'm not going to look back on it and go, that was a good trip. I'm going to look back on it and I'm not going to remember the pain and the frustration of the parts that I didn't enjoy. And that's already happening. Like, I remember them. And I remember thinking to myself, like, the whole time was this frustration. But there were just these few little moments, and I'm like, okay, these few little moments of things like seeing the snow on the first day. It had snowed a week before, and there was not snow everywhere, but there were patches of snow. And I don't live somewhere where it snows where I live. I can drive to the snow. This place is covered in snow at times. And I'm trying to look at that and go, okay, it was it was one of the most non-enjoyable weeks of like it being a trip overseas, kind of trip to New Zealand. But I still look back on it and remember the few moments, like when I was calling friends and just remembering the comforts of home, remembering home. And then that brings me to another point, like, I think I haven't kind of like closed that off, but I'm still kind of processing what's going through my head with that. But New Zealand has always been, being from New Zealand, you like, and just loving the nature there mostly, it's always just felt like home. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like home. And I think that's because for the first time I'm not going there to visit more snow. Not going there to visit the things I know, the things that make it home. Snow. But I think as much of it was the mindset of the definition of home changing. Because home is where you are familiar with, I've realized. And like you can be home and from a place, but like the feeling of home is the feeling of safety, familiarity, and being understood and being known, and vice versa, knowing, understanding the things around you. And I think going somewhere that was so foreign with people that I don't know, somewhere I've never been, something I've never done, I didn't have those feelings, because first of all, I like my creature comforts. I like my own space. I'm not one to enjoy sharing a bedroom with other people, which makes me sound like a slack bugger, but I don't care. I'm a slack bugger. Not slack bugger, you know. But yeah, home is changing, and there's more to it, but I don't want to get too deep about it, too specific. But when things happen and you know yourself more, you understand that what you thought the meaning of home was is not what the meaning of home is. Gee, this is a big walk. It's meant to be 2 kilometers each way. And probably halfway, I'm gonna guess. I've gone for 10 minutes so far. Average speed 5 kilometers an hour. Yeah, probably gone about a K. I found some more snow. It's actually not quite as icy here. Like it's freaking ice. That's not snow, but yeah. The next thing, I guess, I would talk about is nothing. Because I'm just trying to... That's what's been on my mind at the moment. Now, another thing is, it's my birthday tomorrow. And I always get quite frustrated about people knowing when my birthday is, not because I want people to know, but I just struggle to celebrate, see point in the hype of celebrating a birthday. I want to, like, and celebrating a lot of things. I feel like I've got quite a negative mindset on it all, but I'm not gonna just tell myself, oh no, be happy about it, because a birthday's a birthday. It's just another day. And I sometimes struggle to, I think it all roots back to, I'm not a big fan of big amounts of people, big parties and stuff, especially when it's based around me. On someone else's birthday, like, my ideal is, in giving gifts, just, I really don't enjoy giving gifts for the sake of giving gifts. Like, I'm gonna give someone a gift anytime, whether it's their birthday or not. If it's close to their birthday and they can wait, I'll give it then. But and if I have a gift to give, I'm just gonna give them a gift when is most appropriate. So why should I give a gift to someone if it's not something they need, or is not going to bring them any value, and going to end up being another thing that clutters their lives even more. And I don't consider myself a minimalist. I don't label myself as a minimalist, but by definition, I think I am. But I do it because it's how I live simply. I like not having heaps and heaps of things, because just the convenience. I don't find a need. I just prefer to. At the moment, I don't even have a sofa or anything. I just sit on a little pillow on the floor, which I was just sitting in the back of the car on. That's my couch, pretty much. Sleep on the floor is just. I don't see much point in having things at the moment when I don't. Just having it for the sake of having it when I don't have a specific problem I'm trying to solve. So why should I have more things that I have to look after? And if I was to move, have to move. We've come up to a cross section. I don't know which way to go. But yeah, that's a big part of birthdays. I don't like the unnecessary gift giving. I think we've arrived. Little hut. Wow. Wow. Yeah, just... I don't really want to tell people it's my birthday because they go, "Oh, it's your birthday, you gotta have such a good time. You gotta make the most of it." I just want to spend it with the few people I like, and if the few people I like I just use it as an excuse to get to see people, because we're so busy these days. Not busy, but everyone's doing their own thing. I don't want to say everyone's busy, because not everyone's busy. Busyness is relative. But people are doing busy doing their own things. I'll have a look at that hut later. Whether it's not on video or not. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been... I'm kind of... not excited, but... this year I'm accepting that it's my birthday tomorrow a bit better than I used to dread it, but I'm kind of in the mindset of, okay, it's my birthday. Hee. I'm not like, oh, birthday, I am so excited for, give me a birthday with no gifts, no cake, no nothing. Just people or experiences. People who are experiences in the least weird way possible. This is amazing. So yeah, just give me experiences and good times. I think I will leave it there for now in this thing, but I may make another one on the walk back, because I want to talk about experiences kind of, but more specific to photography and creativity. Bye bye.